The year was 1909. Way down south, a couple of miles from Laredo on the Mexican border, lay the town of McCarthy. Now, McCarthy was a small town with only a few hundred residents or so. One of them residents being the Marshal John Malcolm. He was a tall, stringy fellow, wild-looking even in that suit of his, but as well-mannered as any gentleman. In McCarthy, you wouldn't hear a bad word about him, but there were some bad words about him, all right. And John wanted more than anything to keep them words from being said. Our story starts the night Marshal Malcolm here was called to the McCarthy Hotel, instructed to meet his contacts in room 2. John didn't know what he was walking into, but he quickly realized this was an ambush.
Hi there, John. Why don't you take a seat?
This man here is Lindsay Kurtz, a sly Texas Ranger with delusions of grandeur. He was a smaller man than John, dressed in a pinstriped suit and a bowler hat, with a small ginger mustache and shrewd little eyes.
John, this here's Bertram Robertson, one of my associates from the Bureau of Investigation.
Kurtz gestured to the man in the corner, his stern face hidden in the shadow.
Pleasure.
It's all yours, I can assure you.
Well, I'm guessing this isn't going to be a tea party. So why have you called me here, Kurtz?
No, not quite. Mr. Robertson has brought to my attention a case that's of the utmost importance in protecting this country from foreign invaders. It's this very case that has led me to bringing you in here this evening.
What is it?
One of Mexico's most vicious outlaws in recent years has spread his reign of terror beyond the border onto American soil.
And
we would like you to stop him.
We want you to lead a posse down into Mexico to bring this ne'er-do-well to justice. Well, through whatever means necessary.
Down to Mexico? Well, I thought you just said he was moving in here.
He returned to his base of operations in Mexico, after he finished his trouble causing here, of course.
Of course. I don't know if you fine men have realized, but isn't Mexico a little bit beyond all our jurisdiction?
This is a joint effort between the United States and Mexico to bring this man to justice. They're supplying their own resources to get him. There's a reward of $2,000 for finding him.
And who is this man supposed to be, anyway?
His name is Leon Cabras.
All right. Well, if that was supposed to mean something to me, I'm sorry to tell you I'm as in the dark as I was a moment ago. What's this man guilty of, anyway?
Oh, you're naive, John. This is no man. Leon Cabras is a monster, the devil walking the earth, a threat to civilization as we know it and the future of this nation. In the last few years, he's amassed an army of followers, and now his march of evil's begun.
Theft? Murder? The usual associated with outlaw gang behavior. Last week he was spotted rustling a local farmer's cattle with several others.
I heard about that. I gave my condolences to the Graham family the day after it happened. I tell you, boys, it sounds like you have a real problem on your hands. The Rangers may very well have met their match with the devil himself. I don't think I can help you.
Marshal Malcolm, you may not have realized it, but we are ordering you, not asking you, to take a part in this manhunt.
Now settle down, Robertson. John's more than welcome to turn this assignment down, just so long as he doesn't think of what's going to happen to his daughter if he does.
Excuse me?
Threats were usual parts of Kurtz's routine, even in matters far simpler than this one. Kurtz's delusions were such that he thought he wielded more power than his title gave him. And even though John knew this, the threat against his family was enough to bring out the youthful anger John had long buried deep. An irrational anger that made the urge to grab his pistol all the more likely. He resisted, but Kurtz's plan had succeeded.
What do you want from me?
I accept the offer.
It's accepted.
Good. Very good. Now we're getting somewhere. Your next step is to find 2 more to join you. We have more places to fill, and while we have a few solid options lined up, we hope you can find someone you can trust. If only to watch your back. Good night, John.
John woke early the next morning, saddled up, and rode a few miles out of town to Engel's ranch. Kurtz had told him he needed to find someone he could trust, And the first person that came to mind was Miss Catherine Angle, a widowed rancher, age 24. She was tall and slim, her brown hair in a loose ponytail.
Good morning, Miss Angle.
Well, hello there, John. You can call me Catherine, you know.
No, I'm fine, Miss Angle. I wasn't exactly sure if it was appropriate.
The workers can't hear you, you know. Fine. Suit yourself. What brings you out here today?
No real reason.
Now, we both know that ain't true.
I just wanted to see you.
Well, here I am. Now, excuse me. I need to take this crate outside. If you want to help, grab the others.
What you doing with all these?
There's a man who works at the outpost a few miles south from here. He was on the lookout for old tools, for some reason. These should get us some cash.
I should hope so. Is this for more money on the side, or are things getting desperate?
The latter, I'm afraid. Stock is dying. Crops aren't growing. Look at me. Widowed at 21. One brother-in-law packs his bags and moves to New York. The other to California. Leave me here 2 years later, stuck with a darn farm and no usable skills outside it.
There was a reason why I came.
Oh, yeah?
Do you ever remember me mentioning a Lindsay Kurtz?
I think so. Was he in the government or a ranger?
That's the one. He's working with the Bureau nowadays. I met him last night. He had a job for me.
As a lawman.
Kinda.
Well, what's he want you to do?
Wants me to go down to Mexico and capture some outlaw. And on top of that, he wants me to recruit 2 others to join this posse he's put together.
And you want me to be one of those 2?
You're my first choice.
I can't, John. I can't. I can't just up and leave the farm. It's hard enough already. The last thing the workers need is the owner leaving them to fend for themselves. Why me, anyway?
I guess we'll be needing a crack shot.
You've already got yourself a crack shot, John. You. You don't need 2.
Well, many hands make light work. Ain't that the saying? Think about it. 2 of us. We're sure to bring this guy down.
Yeah, and I'm sure the ability to hit a tin can at 30 paces is enough to bring down the most vicious of outlaws.
No, but it'd help. I'm sure the others in the group will more than make up for the other skills we need.
What's the name of the guy you're going after, anyway?
I'm not too sure. Leon, something Spanish. I wasn't paying attention. Kurtz says he's the devil with some army that he's gonna take over the world with. Also said he's the one who rustled the Graham's cattle last week.
Dear Lord, I've been fearing we might be next. Not that we've got much, but... All right, I'll join you.
Why the change of mind?
Saves me worrying about you, not getting any work done here. I may as well be with you when you're out there looking for that guy.
Oh, did I happen to mention the payment for finding this guy? That was the ace up my sleeve.
Well, the implication was there, but that'd certainly help sweeten the deal.
Well, that's one recruit. Now to find another poor sucker. I best get going. I'll ride back when I know more about what's happening.
You don't have to ride back. You can send one of them newfangled telegrams, though you probably need help from someone younger to teach you how.
I ain't that old.
Yet.
Riding back to McCarthy, John entered the sheriff's office and his pal Woodbury called out to him.
John, we've got a message here from Kurtz. He wants you to head up to the Taylors to pick up someone called Abrams. Said they'll be of help to you.
Right. Thanks.
Marshal Malcolm, good to see you.
I was told to come here by Ranger Kurtz to meet a man called Abrams.
Yes, you are correct on that front. But I must let you know before introducing you that Abrams is in fact a woman.
Oh, really?
Yes, one moment, please. Moena! I should warn you, she is an Indian, Marshal. Not that she can help it. She's a master hunter and tracker of Comanche warrior stock. Brutal, resilient. When I heard Ranger Kurtz was assembling a team to bounty hunt, I leapt at the chance to volunteer her services. Here she is. Moena, this is Marshal John Malcolm. Marshal Moena Abrams, my loyal assistant.
Hello?
Pleasure.
John looked over the young woman. Her skin was tan and her features sharp. Her black hair tied in a bun, dressed in purple and standing to attention. Her arms folded behind her back.
You've forgotten to gather your things, Moena. Don't worry. I shall head upstairs to fetch them for you. I'll leave you two to become further acquainted.
So, How much do you know about all this?
Any less than what I know would be nothing.
There's an outlaw down in Mexico who's apparently about to march an army up to the border, if our government is to be believed. They want me to lead a group of people down there to stop him getting that far. Your charming boss in there has been singing your praises around town that you'd be able to help us hunt this guy down.
Why, because I am an Indian?
His words, not mine.
I'm not surprised. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Marshal, but there's been a mistake. Anything my dear boss has told you about me was completely fabricated within that syphilitic mind of his. I'm not a hunter, nor do I have any kind of tracking skills. I've never fired a rifle, let alone held one. I think you should know all of this before we leave here today. But I am a quick learner, and I beg of you to take me with you.
Well, what use are you to me if you're no tracker?
Here we are. All packed and ready to go. All your belongings are in here, Moena. I even checked under that loose floorboard under your bed, and put all your money and jewelry from there in your case, too. Right. She's all yours, Marshal. Ready to tackle those foreign hordes. The last thing we want is our country poisoned by the likes of the English and the Canadians. And I'm particularly suspicious about the Dutch.
Right. Mister, there's something I need to talk to you about.
Yes?
Are you sure Miss Abrams exactly up to the task?
Well, why shouldn't she be?
Well, I mean, she might not exactly be qualified working as a tailor.
Qualified? Of course she is. Look at her. It's in her blood.
So by that logic... No, I've had enough of this.
Now off you two go. Go fetch me that glory, Moena. Don't let me keep you waiting.
Hang on a minute. Wait!
Goodbye.
You've got a lot of explaining to do, man.
Morning, Marshal. What can I get you this morning?
Pot of coffee.
Sorry, Marshal. We don't serve their kind in here.
You won't be serving anyone if I tell the mayor what you're hiding back there. Now, coffee. Sorry, Morwena, I'm not usually the kind of person to throw their weight around to get their own way. It's been a bad day, but that's no excuse.
It's fine.
So, what's your story?
My story? Do you mean to ask why a tailor's assistant's being palmed off to you to hunt a dangerous outlaw?
Well, I was going to get to that.
My life story, then. I was raised in Laredo, probably born there as well. I lived with a Jewish family from Cornwall in England, I think, or maybe they were Welsh.
So, you're not a Comanche warrior like your employer said?
Yes, I am a fierce Comanche warrior, but I hide it well. No, not Comanche. I heard whisperings of Wichita, but I don't know for certain.
Wichita? I think there's some of them based up in the Dallas area. You ever been?
I've never been more than 50 miles out of Laredo.
I'm guessing you want this opportunity to go out and try and find something?
There's nothing to find, so I have nothing to look for. So I'm not going to abandon you if that's what you're thinking. If I might be frank, John, if I don't get out of this town soon, I'm going to walk out right in front of a galloping horse. I've been stuck in that tailor's for 4 years, listening to the incessant ramblings of a delusional fool, while being treated as nothing more than vermin. Traveling to a land I've never set foot in, hunting a vicious criminal, dodging bullets and suffering through heat stroke is the better option. And I'll do whatever it takes, learn whatever I can do to pull my weight.
Well, you're welcome to tag along. And trust me, you will be pulling your weight. Now we just need to figure out what you can and can't do. Can you shoot?
No.
Can you ride a horse?
Yes, rather well.
Then we're halfway there. And you're already more qualified than half the fools in the business. Welcome to the posse, Miss Abrams.
And so it began. What will be the wildest adventure of John's life? But will Catherine follow through on her promise? Would Moena be trained in time? Can the devil himself truly be vanquished? You better tune in next time to find out.